I'm Andre, and this is the ZOHD Drift. Actually, this stuff has been sent to us over for review by great Hobbies. Thanks, guys, for making this happen. And along with the Drift, they did send along the 250-gram Dart, which will long-term get the little KoPilot module installed. And we'll be testing some long endurance packs. These are pretty cool. I've never flown something like this, so it's going to be kind of fun to watch this aircraft spec up from, they're all below 250 grams, 250 grams, so that's pretty cool, but you might punch over when you're doing. This guy I'm going to run on a little 4-channel receiver. This one will get a little better, a little beefier FPV. And I've got somewhere sitting around here, I've got a little 1S FPV kit, which will be mounted into this beautiful thing. So without further delay, let's open up the box and have a look at it. Actually, this is the plug and play model and specs. So the ZOHD Drift, it's a high quality EPP foam. Wingspan is 877 millimeters, so that's 34 inches, and the length is 688 millimeters, 27 inches. The motor is, the motors are all the same actually. They have 3S and a 2S and 3S variant, and that'll be based on you'll actually do a prop swap. So the motor is a 1406 2600 kV. The ESC is a 30 amp with a 5 volt 2 amp Beck. That's pretty cool. It has 4 gram, it has two 4-gram servos, I can read, and 1 8-gram servo, so that's your 2 in your ailerons and 1 in your elevator. There is no rudder in this airplane. If you're running on 2S, you're using a 5x5 2 blade, so just a normal blade, and your battery, and the spec battery is 2S900, or this lithium ion pack, I guess that's what it is. Yes, lithium ion battery pack. So that's two 18650 batteries in there, and it's got a 3500 amp rating, so you probably get some pretty darn good endurance, but again, you're punching up the weight on it. And on the 3S spec, you're basically running a 3-blade prop that's 3x5x3, so 3-inch prop. So that's pretty cool, and you can run a 3S 800 in there, which is what I'll do. So a wide range. One of the things I was warned about this airplane, and you'll see it's actually in the manual, this is not a speed demon. If you're flying this thing fast, you're likely to it basically drops out of the air. It runs out of wing efficiency and everything. You just overpower the aircraft and it stops flying. So it's a slow, fun, and an amazing bird's eye view perspective. Actually, that's what's written on the box. So I'm kind of excited because this is one of those planes that I think, actually both these airplanes, it will come in really handy this time of year when the ground is going to get muddy and mushy and everything. So you want something you can throw and something you could potentially catch or just land at your feet in a good spot versus splashing down in the mud and guck and everything. So, and then later on into the summer, obviously, it's going to be a fantastic evening kind of flyer. So I've sort of been peeking into the box. Everything comes really nicely packed. I opened the fuselage already to kind of goof around in there and see what I was getting into. It does come in a zip bag. You get your assembly instructions, and you get stickers, which is really handy. Nice. Those are the 2 props. So here's the one. Here's the little 3-blade prop that you spin when you're doing your 3S, and here's the 2S prop. So easy to come by, easy the parts to get your hands on and everything, so that's nice to see. And various other pieces. There's your elevator section, your tail boom section. I'll cut these out here real fast. And your 2 wings, which are quite nice, all pre-sparred with the servos already installed, and it's a clip-together design and everything, and a few other spar pieces, screws, Velcro, and more stickers. So, hey, you get stickers, which is always really nice. Here is my receiver, and these are just little FrSky compatible little 4-channel receivers. This aircraft only needs 3 channels, so you've got your 2 ailerons and your elevator and your power off your ESC. One of the real nifty things with this airplane is the fact that you can fit in a tiny all-in-one FPV camera. So here's one of the ones I absolutely adore. I've modified the connector so it just runs off a little 1S pack, and you literally can slide it in. You can probably glue it if you want to, but the pressure fit is good enough that it will pop in and it will stay in there nice and secure. Just make sure it's level, otherwise your view could be a little obscured. So look at that. You have a sub 250 gram FPV ready ship already. So I'm really liking the drift already. So all right, let's build this thing. The nice thing with this body design too is everything is magnetically clipped. Little magnets on every surface, and inside is the elevator servo. So it's a carbon style boom, and actually that's cool. It's a spin-on adapter for the tail section. So you thread it through. So this will break down really easily as well if you need to take it apart. That is really cool. Is there a thread spot where it stops? And it's got a catch at the bottom. It's actually sleeved, so you can see so there's no alignment issues basically when you put the tail on, and then that locks into place. And then in the instructions they tell you to hook into the middle hole on the servo, and it's got a little catch and release mechanism. So it's really cleverly done. So there we go. After a little persuading, it goes in, and then you just slide the little catch mechanism inside, holding the servo with your other finger, and then pop. That guy is ready. That's so easy. I like this already. This is really clean. I don't think you actually need any glue to put any of this together either. The tail goes in, and literally it is one of these thumb screws. That's impressive. So 3 thumb screws in total, and then you've got the center spar in the bag, and more Velcro, and lots of decals. Looks like some kind of stickers as well for something, as I'm going to find out. There's your center spar piece, and with all new foam pieces, just give it a little wiggle, wake up that foam, the hinge. They feel nice. Again, it's EPP, so the orientation is slide it in, you guide it all the way in, and then align the hole for the pin in the back. You can see it. Don't be too aggressive when pushing. The trick is just to get around all your control surface parts, and then you just screw that guy in with your fingers. Don't overgo it, don't over tighten it. After I've adjusted my elevator servo a bit, and I used my servo tester to make sure it was centered, I am ready to just pop that in, and I can do whatever minute adjustments I have to do there. So that's pretty nice. Actually, I'm looking inside, and you've got your servo, and then you've got your little ESC in there, and the little motor. The motor's got some nice little torque to it, so that's pretty cool. The leads aren't identified, so you may have to do a little hunting and digging and guessing. It's nice too. It's got a little JST connector, so you can power if you want, you can power your FPV equipment. But like I said, I'll use a little 1S pack, and that'll be perfectly fine for that camera. For a tiny little airplane, there's lots of connection options and so forth inside of it, so it's pretty impressive. The servos all have these the wings for the wing servos have these nice little provisions as well for the servos, and the spar goes through. There you go. It's all centered. So the wing servos have their own little connection clips and everything. So this is very cool. Again, I'll fly this on 3S, and then I will try the 2S battery. And I'll throw these things on the scale so you can see it. But the idea behind these builds, they're not overly complicated. I can already really appreciate that and how fast this aircraft will go together. And actually, it's only 1 screw, so you get a spare screw. That's really cool too. So again, check your servo. Wheel that guy around a little bit. That wing is nice. It's actually got some slices in it too, and it's decent foam. It's really light. It's going to be a pretty delicate aircraft, but again, I don't think you'll have a lot of issues with it. So you align the spar, and then you line the piece, and there's 2 little catches, and it goes in nice and clean. There you go. No need to force it or anything like that. Just be really gentle. And I think my ailerons are hooked in. And then you just simply take a pin, drop in the extra pin, a little bit of force to make sure it all centers up. There you go. And then quickly screw those down and presto. Got my little receiver, channel 1. It is like this. Channel 2 is like this. And channel 3. I've already got the radio programmed in, or at least connected to the receiver once. I haven't done any programming. I'll have to read through and see if there's anything, but I'll just do my basic rates and put in some expo. We'll see if this works. So I've taken my receiver and I've flipped it around and jammed it up back there. If you want to get really crazy, you could like pop it into one of the other spaces with Velcro and everything, but I've just pushed it back there and all my connections are working. And well, CG, you'll like this. 81.5 millimeters from the leading edge. And I had my caliper out, my marker out, and then I discovered they put little knobs of foam right where the CG is. You gotta love that. You have to appreciate that when they recognize just like, okay, let's do this fast and quick and make it work. So all I need to do now is drop in some Velcro and we can get the CG set up. I will put the prop on the back and I'll be running, again, the little 3S one for now. I will bring the 2S with me to the field so I can run both packs later on this weekend. So prop goes on, numbers to the front, always. And again, this is a little 3-inch 3-blade setup, and it looks adorable. And of course, that's because I'm going to be initially going to be running my 3S 800 packs, which are probably 30 or 40 grams lighter than the 2S LIONPACK. It's a little Sunny Sky motor, which is really nice quality motors. Don't want to be too crazy and aggressive when you're grabbing onto a little bit of foam here, so just be delicate. But you gotta lock down that nut, because there's going to be a lot of force at play there. So the moment of truth, with the 800 in the nose plus the FPV camera, we'll just shove everything down. I won't even stick this down right away. We'll just put that guy in. Even the FPV canopy has got this little notch in it, so when you slide you put it in, just be aware of your antenna. Now there goes the cap off the lens, but that's no big deal. Okay, on the CG, I'm actually super nose heavy, which is really good news with that 800 battery, which means I can probably slide this guy back a fair bit. Okay, try that again. And that's really nice. So that's with the 800 battery. So what I will do is get my marker and I'll put a line in there so I know with my 800. And then everybody's gonna be asking about this guy, so we'll test it out. Look at that. So I've got it pretty well in the same spot, but the way these batteries sit, you probably could get away with a little foam, or what I'll do to get and keep that battery from sliding around is just get a little piece of foam, a hard piece of foam or whatever, light, and just shove it in there, and that way the battery doesn't try and creep forward and mess with your CG point. But enough of that. Let's see this thing spin up. And based on how the curtains are going, we got a bit of go to it. This thing is gonna haul on 3S. That's pretty cool. And like I said, the CG with that line is really nice. So all I'll do is I'll cut up some foam. 237 grams. 237 gram FPV ship. Where's one of my little... There you go. We'll throw a little 2S. This is a 1S 200 milliamp battery, and that takes us up to 240 grams. Isn't that amazing? I'm kind of curious to see what happens. Like I said, there's like a 40 gram difference between the 3S 800 and the bigger pack. So let's pull that out, put that in, 276 grams. So there you go. 26 grams over the 250 gram limit. So you make your decisions. I'm Andre, and this is the ZOHD Drift. I can't wait to get this airplane out and flying this weekend. Huge shout out for Great Hobbies for making this happen. Thanks, guys. This is amazing. I love how it looks. Again, on 3S800, sub 250 grams with the 2S lithium ion pack. Just a tiny bit over, but your endurance will be incredible. So we'll be playing with it on 3S and 2S, so that'll involve a prop swap at the field, so make sure you have your tools with you if you do that. And just got to dial in the settings on the radio and everything. It feels nice. I'm really impressed with how well it comes together. Again, it is not a fast flying aircraft. If you go too fast with it, and they say it in the thing, very important, it's not a racing or aerobatic aircraft. So this is a slow, just drift around and have all kinds of fun. Hence the name. I'm Andre, ZOHD Drift. Thanks for watching. I'm down there. So, my elevator is super sensitive, so I might dial in some extra expo for that. I think I'm at like 50% on the rates, or maybe on my way to rates on my mediums. Going to low, pretty much good. That's not bad. A little bit of up elevator, a little bit of I think I'm gonna. That elevator can be really down bad. It's nice to see we got water. Slow it down. Through the pocket. Just keep slowing it down. See how slow we can make this thing go. That's about its stall. That's just under half throttle. That's when the tailwind pushes it down a bit. I'm going to get a little bit more power. Not bad. But you know what? It's too bad this thing doesn't have a rudder, because it would be really sweet with a rudder. Tailwind tends to push it around a little bit. There we go. See if I can get a lower